Hey everybody, I'm ZeldaMaster and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening. In this one we're going to be taking on the final dungeon within the game. And as you can tell by its design outside, it is based off of a turtle. We destroyed its head in the last video. So yes, this is Turtle Rock, a dungeon that has a title that repeats throughout the Zelda series. At least in the 2D Zelda games. It's usually meant to be the hardest dungeon. As you can see, we're fighting some demon of sorts. He actually kind of reminds me of the little demon, but instead it's kind of a big one, and he turns into little bats that you want to kill immediately, or I believe they just fly off the screen, but it doesn't matter. Either way, yes, this is meant to be the final dungeon. It is Turtle Rock, as I mentioned, and as you can see, yeah, we're fighting a blue Hinox, and there's going to be a lot of boss battles. I actually don't want to use my boomerang because I want to see how much damage my sword does. Wow, literally 2 hits? Okay, not bad at all. It's kind of cool to, you know, kind of go through all of these mini bosses again because our sword is just so much stronger. But yeah, overall this temple, I want to say is kind of badly designed. I had a lot of problems with it in the original game, but luckily with how good this game looks, I don't really get lost as much in this version of the game, so I feel like we'll be able to beat it pretty easily. So I'm kind of focusing on the left wing of the dungeon. I want to get myself a small key before I head back and collect another small key on the right side of the dungeon. So I do believe this is not the small key we're here for. This chest might be something else, but okay, there we go. Just hit those anti-fairies to get a fairy, or wisps, or I always get their names confused because, yeah, they're pretty much the same enemy in multiple Zelda games but with different names. But either way, yes, here we go. Now we're against this mini boss. I don't know why, but yeah, he looks adorable but horrifying at the same time. It's this good combination of both. But yeah, first mini boss within the game, we managed to kill it pretty easily. Again, like 3 sword strikes. I believe Hinox had less HP, if anything, because Hinox took 2 sword strikes. But okay, anyways, we gotta quickly get rid of this black hole, because I do believe if you get sucked in it, you're gonna start back at the beginning of the temple. And this is a temple you don't want that to happen, because like I said, not the best designed temple. It kind of takes you all over the place, and there is 2 major flaws that are actually still in this remake. I had to check for myself before recording this video, and yeah, we'll see. I'm at least going to show it off, and if it does do that issue that I'll get into, I'll be sure to explain it, so don't worry. Overall, the 2 flaws aren't really that big. It just kind of forces you to sidetrack a little bit, maybe, you know, just kind of repeat something, and one of the things I absolutely hate, but I'll definitely mention that when I get into it. So, okay, anyways, we got ourselves one of the small keys, and now it's time to backtrack all the way to the beginning of the temple, where we're going to go ahead and take on the right side. Now, I'm going to ignore the upper path back there because that's pretty much an area we're going to visit from another part of the dungeon, so I don't really need to mess with that right now. But we got ourselves the compass, we got ourselves a, dungeon map. I was hoping I could avoid him by dashing like that, but it kind of failed. Okay, so don't even need to kill these enemies. I believe all I need to do is press, the switch here. It'll open up both doors. And I believe in the original game it would always reset. Luckily in this one it should stay the same. But okay, these mimics don't really care. They do nothing to me, so just go ahead and kill them as soon as possible. And now use this 2D underground pathway. I love these sections, I always say that, but they look so good in this game. Everything's so cute. I kind of just want a Zelda 2 remake so they can fix all of the flaws within that game and, you know, just kind of reimagine it, and then I won't be hating on it, because I know I hate on it a lot, but it's just because to me it's too outdated, even more than the original Legend of Zelda. And that's just my opinion, because I didn't grow up playing it, and I feel like either way, all of those old school games, if you didn't grow up playing it, it's kind of whatever. But okay, so yeah, I hate this guy. I believe his name is Crusher, I want to say, or Smasher, or something like that. We gotta smash his brains in by picking this up. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, crap. Never mind. I mean, let's be friends, buddy. Come on. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna kill you now. Let's do it. Oh yeah. Okay. I always feel bad when he runs away, but whatever. He deserves it. So there we go. Now, I don't actually want to head south because that will be another pathway we're gonna kind of come through at the end of the dungeon. But okay, I hate these tile maker thingies. As you've noticed before, I got a small key from the first one, and it's gonna be kind of the same ordeal here. You just gotta go ahead and move these tiles and completely fill them in. If the tile maker hits a already existing tile, it will disappear, resulting in having to leave the room and have it reset. Or I believe just wait a little bit and it will like break. I believe if we wait in this room a bit, it should break and then the tile maker will come back, but I'm not really here to do that. This is something that kind of bugs me within the temple. This is a hidden switch that you want to make sure it's red. In the original game, you couldn't even tell the color difference, so it was very, very annoying. You don't even know if you hit it or not, but you gotta hit it once, and then very later on in the temple, we're gonna utilize what we just hit. And the problem is, if you leave the temple, obviously that switch resets, so yeah, that's something I don't believe they changed in this game. I could test it out. We're just gonna see how, like, which pathway we end up taking first. So anyways, the first thing I do want to do though is push this up here and actually get myself the dungeon map. We got the compass, so might as well get the dungeon map. Also place a bomb here. This will take us back because, as you can see, yep, the tile makers are breaking, and now we can no longer use that pathway to head back. And that's the one thing about, like, having to kind of find a way to maneuver around this certain area. At least this part of the temple. This temple leads to, like, multiple different areas, which could get confusing. But literally, if you follow the pathway I'm taking, it should be very straightforward. I actually wonder if this will... Oh, okay. Yeah, the mirror shield just blocked that fire. That was kind of cool. I love the mirror shield in this game. I don't like how the original shield is based off the Highland shield. I feel like that's like Nintendo, and I believe even Grezzo worked on this game. They kind of went a safe route. But okay, this is the room that Crusher was north of, and I decided to kind of save it because while we do get the stone peak from here, yeah, we were gonna have to come through here again by making it full circle. So there we go. Now we're back into this room, and pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna now backtrack into the main room, and we're gonna take a different path this time. So obviously I don't have to solve anything here. Just ignore this, make my way past this chest that was actually empty, and back into the center room, which I do believe the demon respawns all the time. Yeah, there is. It's kind of a cool looking model though, if you ask me. Like, I really like this enemy's design. Not at all as how I imagined it in the original game. Everything kind of looks really nice in this version. I'm actually excited to see little baby Mac. I don't really know what to call him, but it's pretty much the mini boss of this dungeon. I don't want to spoil it, but just think of a little Mac like monster enemy. But okay, this side of the dungeon here I believe is completely useless for now. It's going to be used as a backtrack area, so let me just quickly make my way to our actual destination. Okay, there we go. I was afraid I was going to fall in the lava, and use my last small key right here, as now we can progress. So with the 2 small keys we got, we used them all already, but it's going to give us access to this portion of the dungeon, which we want to get a bunch more small keys. The objective is to get 3 small keys before we make our way into that cracked wall over on the left. So I'm just going to ignore it and kill all the enemies here in sight. Might as well pick up this piece of power, add it to the power of my Koholint sword, and put it to use. With the Koholint sword redesign, I kind of wish, you know, we'd see references to this sword in future Zelda games or something, or more references to even Link's Awakening or these older games, especially since now this has been remade. I really hope that we do get more remakes for these older Zelda games. Nintendo needs to do that. But okay, this is the worst part of the dungeon right here. I hate these guys. Thing is, I don't want to fight them now. It would be too easy, right? I could just place the bomb right in front of their mouth and have them eat it. The game wants to do something else that is still in this version of the game that I find absurd. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and pick up... Actually, I already have one of these. I showed off what happened, so I don't want to show it off again. When you die, it kind of works as a fairy. It's the fairy of this game, because normal fairies won't heal you upon death. So, you know, if you're trying to do a no game over run, then keep that in mind. But anyways, we got some Goombas here. Let's just kill them. And I believe in the original game, these statues I'm going to hookshot onto right now look like Bowser statues. But they kind of dumbed it down and made it look like snake heads or something. But okay, so that's what that pathway took us to. As you can see, we're back here. Confusing? Not really. It's just we went in full circle because we picked up 1 small key and a bunch of, I guess, other useless crap. But when you really think about it, we could have just walked back if we didn't hookshot to that chest, because that was kind of like a dead end. So there's a lot of like weird, you know, areas where you got to go full circle to kind of continue. So now instead of heading north, we're going to use the small key that we got earlier to unlock this door and look for more small keys. So as you can see, the boss door is here, but the pathway to it is inaccessible until we get the item of the dungeon. Here, I guess I should kill these enemies, because we could get the chest right up there, but let me just kind of wait. I actually want to do this. Now, I just realized by leaving the temple, I'm going to have to re-hit that switch, which sucks, but it'd be no big deal. Regardless, you have to leave this temple for two things. One, the piece of heart that, as you can see, I just obtained. It's outside the temple. I like how you kind of leave the temple for it. It's very similar to a previous one within the game. You just leave for the piece of heart and come back. But okay, we also got a teleportation spot. Not like anyone wants to use it. Who's going to teleport in the middle of a temple? Seems kind of useless. But this is what I'm talking about. You actually have to kill these guys from up here. So it's even more difficult. Okay, we had what? 56 bombs? Let's see how many bombs we end up going through because, yeah. Alright, well, I went through well over 20 bombs and I finally killed these enemies. It was absolutely ridiculous. But with that done, we get ourselves this small key. Luckily, we have enough bombs to hold us through, but yeah, you want to make sure you stock up before you head here because I find it so annoying how, yeah, if you try to kill those enemies downstairs, the chest would have just despawned and you would have had to kill them again because you didn't pick it up. So we had to kill them when we were upstairs. And now we're back here. I'm not heading back upstairs. I don't want to leave this temple anymore. And that's mainly because, and wait, he's too high for us to kill. Mainly because I got to re-hit that switch that will give me access to the item of this dungeon, which we have to get later. But okay, I just need to kill this guy so we can have this door open up for us. So just, you know, come here. There we go. And I believe these enemies aren't really important to kill. I believe they like despawn as soon as you do kill them. But okay, so here is a room that we need access to later on, at least the other side of it. So I'm only using this part of the room to, no, I didn't mean to do that, to pick up this chest, and then we can kind of progress because we're still looking for 2 more small keys we got to get, and I got to re-hit that switch as I mentioned. But overall, I mean, it is kind of straightforward. At least things aren't as confusing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, in the original game, even if you watch my original Let's Play, I feel like I just went in circles because of this dungeon. To me, it just seemed very confusing. And I think just because in the original game, it wasn't the best design, but you can kind of get used to it in this version. I love the, you know, lava temples within Zelda. They're always really nice aesthetically, and it does feel like the final dungeon. So, to me, it holds up, but, you know. Anyways, this is what I was talking about. As you can see, this will let us backtrack to where we need to go, but let me pick up one last small key before I do that. So I just want to go ahead and push this, and I believe it's as simple as that. Yeah, okay, it was just hidden in this room, but the thing is now we're kind of blocked, so I gotta actually leave this room, and I guess I could just backtrack from here, show you guys what the room that I avoided from the tile room was, and that is here. Yeah, this is the north part. So as you saw, I had to backtrack, but we're gonna have to come back to that room again because that room was completely dark and we didn't solve anything and the compass went off, so clearly there is an item in that room, but I gotta pick it up later. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do what I gotta do because this is what happens when you leave the temple, right? Yeah, let's do it right now. There's no need to stall. I do believe it's just heading through here, and I hope we don't have to resolve the tiles or go around it. I don't think you do. I'm not entirely sure if you do. We might actually have to head around the completely other way if my memory serves me correctly, because the issue here is the tiles can actually be solved in a different part of the temple. And what I mean by that is there is that secret I pushed. I believe this will take me straight to it. And yeah, it will. Okay, so I blew up this wall earlier because I just remembered the tile room, you have to go all the way around. So this is a more optimal pathway to take because, yeah, the pathway underneath us would have been really annoying to kind of redo. But with that done, now let's just go ahead and backtrack to the center room. So yeah, there's multiple ways to get around this temple, and they have different shortcuts and whatnot. So, I mean, at least I utilized one of them, so not too bad. But okay, now it's time to get to the mini boss room and kind of wrap up the temple. So yeah, all the confusion is gone. We're gonna just use the keys. In the one room I kind of held off, and everything is gonna make sense from here on out. So let's, oh yeah, grab the hearts. Not bad, but I get hit immediately. Cool. I don't really care. Let's just keep going. These switches are so weird how they work. But okay, now we don't need to do anything here besides just blow up this wall. So yeah, everything else has been solved for the most part. But I do believe these next set of rooms will be pretty dark, yeah, so you don't have to actually light anything within these rooms, but it's kind of foreshadowing the item of this dungeon, a really, really overpowered item that will even make the Koholint sword seem not as strong. But actually, let me actually bomb this. This is going to give us another little shortcut, and all of these areas have to kind of be bombed from this side, because as you can see, yeah, you can't really notice it from the other side, but you can use that again as a shortcut. And we can also do it with this room, which let me actually go ahead and do that before I unlock this door. So again, another shortcut to these dark rooms. This will take us to where we have to shoot the arrow into that eye statue. It was a pretty obvious puzzle, if you ask me. I do believe one of the stone statues tells you about it. So yeah, with that done, let's just go ahead and hookshot our way to the final lock door, or these lock tiles, like whatever they are. It's a useless way, or in a very uncreative way. Actually, why am I waiting for this? So jump. Oh, okay, then let me try something. But it's a very uncreative way to make like a lock door. It's just there. It's like, no, you need another key. But okay, so you can make that jump with the Pegasus boots, so not bad, but I failed at the beginning there. I feel like Link has kind of a delay with his jump when he starts dashing. But okay, this is what I mean. This here is what makes the temple kind of dumb, because if you didn't hit that blue switch, it would have been blocked, and you would have had to take on this mini boss and come back here. But luckily, after taking on this little mini Mac boss, yeah, you can teleport back to this room at least, because it will give you a teleportation in the middle of the temple. But still, the fact that you have to go through this is kind of annoying. But okay, obviously don't get hit by him, especially that attack. That will send you out of the temple. So again, adds to the frustration of having to come all the way back here. So there we go. With that done, we now have defeated little mini boss Mac. I can't come up with a good enough name. He's a boxer. That's all I could say. And Link managed to best him with the sword, and now we got the magic rod. Yeah, I believe in the original game it was like, burn, baby, burn. That was like the only text it said or something. But yeah, with this, we can now let it burn like we're burning Link alive. Okay, now let's not do that. Let's jump. Oh yeah, that was actually nice. And make it again. No, I don't have to wait for any platform. Link is way better than Mario. Well, I guess Mario has a long jump, so it's kind of similar. But okay, with that done, now there's one last thing I need to do before I attempt to make my way to the boss, and that is we need one more small key to get ourselves the nightmare key. And in doing so is, yes, this room once again. We're gonna backtrack through it and use the fire rod, or the magic rod. It's called the magic rod, but it shoots fire. I don't know. I'm referencing fire rod because A Link to the Past, which had both, I believe, fire and ice, which was pretty nice. And ooh, that kind of rhymed. I just realized. But also A Link Between Worlds, which is kind of like just this remastered version of Link's Awakening, from what I feel. But okay, we got the small key. Now you may say, didn't we kind of explore the entire temple? Where would this area be that you're talking about? Well, yeah, there are two stairs I purposely ignored, because both of those stairs won't lead you anywhere if you don't have this magic rod. So go ahead and avoid this guy. I should have taken out my shield. I need to get used to that. It's been a while since I played this game, you know, quite a bit. But okay, anyways, move the tiles here. I'm just de-rusting, if you ask me. And yes, this is where we're going to use the small key to get the nightmare key. So go ahead and burn all of these just like that, and run over to the other side. And I just think I don't even need to mess with the Goombas above me. I just need to kind of just head down here like so. And well, yeah, here it is. So again, this room did look familiar because we kind of explored a different part of that room. But we couldn't access this side until now, and that is with the magic rod. So just jump over this guy. I want to say this is the original Octo. Did Link's Awakening have something similar? I'm not sure. Or this is Link's Awakening. Link to the Past? I don't remember. But in Ocarina of Time, this is the most annoying enemy in my opinion. I hate this mini boss so much because you have to like chase it. And I feel like it's better designed in this version of the game where it's top down. But what's in a 3D setting, it is kind of bad, if you ask me. But okay, regardless, he was easy to kill. We hit him in the butt quite a bit, and I don't want to jump in the lava again. There we go. Use the fairy to heal me up, and one more of these tile making puzzles. So this is, I guess, what Dompe has to go through when he creates the chamber dungeons. You know, he has to use these tiles and just set them up. I don't know, I'm just making crap up, but it's an interesting gimmick that for some reason is only added in this version of the temple. And I'll be honest, it doesn't add much challenge. As you saw, like any person can solve a puzzle that easy. You fill in all the tiles. I feel like we played mini games like this or stuff like this, you know, in so many different games back in the day that this is like basic puzzle solving. It's kind of weird how you have to do these, but we did it, and now we got the nightmare key to end things off. So instead of heading up there, yeah, I want to say that wasn't a bad idea, right? Because this will get us back to where we need to go, I believe. Right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to make our way back pretty easily. We just head down here and continue down, which, yeah, okay, perfect. I never utilized this section within the game, or of the dungeon, and now I have. I mentioned it and showed it off earlier, but now, as you can see, I'm putting it to use as I make my way all the way back. And you may say, oh, but how are you going to get around to the other side? Well, you can actually jump, let's see, here, and go around up these stairs and then jump back down to the one staircase we have not messed with. Yes, I saved this. This is right by where this room was. You know, room that had the switch that you need to hit once within the temple. So, yeah, now we can actually solve this. So I believe all I want to do is just let go of these. And I think that's it. I can't hit this from up here. Actually, I think I just messed this up. I'm not entirely sure if that was a smart idea, because yeah, well, we can burn these. I'm not gonna be able to make that jump, so whoops. Okay, so let's do this correctly. I believe you don't really need to solve anything down here. It's all from above the ladder. I don't know why I was burning things from below, so let's do this correctly. Just burn these in a row, and then we should be good by burning this and that. And wow, I actually managed to clip on to the ledge perfectly. Now this one, you just want to burn one row, and it's the one row that's blocking you right here. And voila. So yeah, nothing too confusing. But that should do it for the dungeon, Turtle Rock. We're going to be taking on a boss that is going to need the magic rod that will make no sense, as you're going to see right now. So here we go. And well, you're finished. I will never let you play the instruments of the Sirens. Uh-oh, it is Hothead! Yeah, he has a hot head. It's on fire. Okay, so we're gonna use fire in return. Fire versus fire. Let's do this. You know, that's how you take care of it, right? This is how I put out fire, is I just use more fire. So let's go for it. So there we go. We managed to kind of put his fire out with our own. I don't really know how that works, but now you just want to burn his face even more as he goes all the way around. Luckily you can spam the magic rod in this game. It doesn't require magic because you have no magic meter. So I don't know, I feel like these items are really OP when you don't have a limit. You can just spam them like this. It makes, yeah, shooting from far away so easily. Like Link becomes OP from the ranged damage. But okay, we're gonna continue doing it, and well, I feel like a very easy boss. So why did you come here? If it weren't for you, nothing would have changed. You cannot wake the windfish. Remember, you too are in the dream. I don't care. Do I look like I care, buddy? No, I don't. So voila, we've done it, guys. We managed to beat the boss Firehead, Hothead. I already forgot his name. Very unoriginal boss. Some of these bosses aren't the most creative, I'll be honest, you know, but hey, we did it, and now we got the final heart container from actual dungeons. You may say, you're still missing 2 full heart containers. True, but they're from Dompe's shack. So you got the thunder drum. Let's hear it out. Not much, but obviously you need the drum. You know, you need it in the background. It's gonna play a big part once it's played with all the instruments. But egg. That's a great piece of text. The egg on the mountain calls. Okay, so you know what that means. With all of the instruments of the Sirens with us, we are now ready to, take on the final boss within The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. It's time to awaken the windfish over on Mount Tamaranch. Are you guys ready? Well, we're not yet, because a couple more heart pieces we gotta get. So, anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Prepare for next time as we wrap things up, and I'll see you all then.